What's up, ninjas, and welcome to Yoga with Dojo Cat. Today's yoga flow is going to be short and sweet, giving our bodies the movement that they need. So let's just get into it. We're going to begin in a wide-legged child's pose. So you can come onto your hands and knees. Bring the knees nice and wide, melting the hips down to the heels, extending the arms out in front of you, and bringing the forehead to the mat. Now, as we're in this pose, you can feel free to close your eyes and maybe rock side to side, massaging the forehead into the mat and bringing the mind to the breath. You don't need to change anything, just observe, following the air in through the nose, out through the mouth, feeling your belly rise and fall. And maybe just noticing how your body feels on the mat. Just doing a little check-in, noting where you're holding tension. Maybe your shoulders are sore, maybe your hips need a little work. Luckily, today's flow is hip focused, so we're going to release some of that tension. And if you'd like to take a moment to set an intention for today's class, maybe to carry with you for the rest of the day, you can go ahead and do that now. Maybe giving yourself permission to take up space. Maybe just focusing on self-care. Whatever it is, just hold that intention in your mind, and together we'll take 3 deep breaths in this pose. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Inhale, filling up the belly, really feeling it expand. And exhale. Nice long breath out. One more time, inhale. And exhale. Beautiful. And we'll get into today's flow. Pressing into the hands, bringing them under the shoulders, tucking the toes, lift the hips to the sky for downward facing dog. And again, taking whatever movement you need, maybe pedaling out the feet, maybe rocking up onto the tiptoes, maybe nodding your head yes or shaking it no to let go of any tension you might have. I forgot to mention at the top of class, I have some blocks with me. I'm going to use them for a couple poses because if you're new here, I am still dealing with a knee injury. So I need the blocks. You're free to use them as well. And when you're ready, inhale the right leg to the sky, exhale, bend the leg, opening up the hip. Option to stay right here if this is enough for you, or you can flip your dog, bringing that right foot all the way to the mat behind you and then lifting the hips to the sky. Pausing here for breath. And then we're going to come back into that 3-legged dog, extending the leg to the sky. Deep breath in and exhale, bring the right knee to the right hand and straighten the left leg behind you, coming into a pigeon pose. Now I'm going to use a block, tucking it under the hip to give me a little extra support because this is my injured knee. So if you want to use a block in this pose, you're free to. We're going to keep this pigeon nice and high for now. Taking a couple breaths here. And when you're ready, coming down to the elbows, maybe if you'd like, using blocks underneath the elbows to give you some extra support. Beautiful. One more breath here. We're going to lift back up onto the elbows. I'm just going to set this block aside. Planting the hands, tucking the left toes, lifting the left knee, and taking that right foot outside of that right hand, coming into a lizard variation. Now, if you like, you have the option to just drop that left knee. It's up to you. Beautiful. And if you are in the lizard variation where you have the knee lifted, we're just gonna add in some hip circles just to really lubricate that joint. Going in one direction and then the other. Good. Coming back to stillness, planting into that left hand, and lifting the right arm to the sky. Nice lizard twist here. And releasing the twist. We're gonna tiptoe that foot in between the hands. Drop the left knee if you haven't already. Shift the hips backwards, meeting any half splits here, just to let go of any tension you might have in that leg. It might be burning a little bit, that's okay. And bending back into that leg, planting the hands beside the foot. And we're going to move into our standing splits from here. So nice big strong motion, tucking the left toes, lifting that left knee, and pressing our weight into that right foot, lifting the left leg as high as we can, trying to keep our gaze on our right knee. And if you like, you can take the blocks, bringing them under the shoulders to help with your support. If you want more of a challenge, you can take your hands and wrap them around your right heel. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and then we're gonna lift all the way up, keeping that leg off the mat if possible. Bending the knee up to the chest, taking hold of it with both hands. Option to stay right here if this is enough, maybe rolling out the ankle. And then taking the knee into the right hand and extending the left arm behind you for a twist, taking your gaze over the left shoulder. Holding for 3, 2, 1. Gently release the twist, bringing the left foot down to the mat. Inhale the hands to the sky. Exhale, hinging at the hips, folding into your forward fold. Pausing here, maybe pedaling out the legs. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Planting the hands, stepping back to plank. Pausing here for breath. Shifting forward, allowing yourself to hover above the mat, untucking the toes, pressing into an upward facing dog or cobra. You can feel free to come all the way down to the mat if that feels good for you. And exhaling into a down dog. Nice work. Just got that other side to do. And then we'll do some nice relaxing poses. Inhale the left leg to the sky. Exhale, bend the leg, opening up the hip. Staying here if this is plenty for you. Or bringing that left foot all the way to the mat behind you, lifting into your wild thing. Pausing for breath. And then shifting back into that 3-legged dog. Deep breath in and exhale, bringing the left knee to the left palm and then straightening the right leg behind you, coming into your pigeon pose. Keeping the pose nice and high for now, chest lifted, gaze forward. And on your next exhale, we'll come all the way down to the elbows, if that's available for you. Otherwise, use the blocks underneath the elbows. This pose can be pretty uncomfortable. Just take your mind to your breath As you inhale, think about creating space in the parts that are burning for you right now. And exhale, imagine yourself letting go of that tension. That mind-body connection is real, and we can use our breath and our focus to let go of our wherever we're holding tension. And if you're on your elbows, we'll lift back up to the hands, tucking the right toes, lifting the right knee, and stepping the left foot outside of the left hand, coming into our lizard pose. Option to drop the right knee to the mat. Beautiful. And if you are in this lifted variation, we're going to add in those hip circles. Drawing nice big circles in one direction and the other. Good. Coming back to stillness, planting into the right hand and extending the left arm to the sky for a lizard twist. Release the twist. Tiptoe the left foot in between the hands. Drop the right knee if you haven't already. Shift the hips backwards, coming into half splits. Shifting the hips back forward, planting the hands to frame the foot, tucking the right toes, lifting the right knee, big strong push forward, lifting the right leg to the sky, keeping your gaze on your knee for our standing splits. Option to use those blocks to help support you. Again, if you want that extra challenge, wrap the hands around the heel. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and we're slowly gonna lift ourselves up, trying to keep the right foot off the mat if possible. Bending the right knee, taking hold of it with both hands, maybe rolling out the ankle. And you can stay right here if this is enough for you, or taking the right knee into the left hand, extending the right arm behind you, taking your gaze with the right shoulder. Squeeze the core, squeeze the thighs together. Find something to focus on. Holding for 3, 2, 1, and gently release the twist. Bring the foot down to the mat. Inhale the hands to the sky. Exhale, hinge at the hips, fold forward. Maybe pedaling out the feet. Maybe tucking the hands into the elbows and just ragdolling. Swaying side to side. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back, gaze forward. Exhale, fold. Planting the hands, stepping back to plank. Pausing here. Shifting forward, lowering yourself all the way to the belly this time. Inhale for cobra. Exhale into your child's pose. Just take a second here, bring your mind back to your body. How does it feel compared to when you started this flow? Maybe you're feeling a little bit looser in the muscles, a little bit more awake. And take a second to slow the breathing, making your inhales and exhales nice and long. Beautiful. We'll lift up here and shift ourselves onto our bums and then onto our backs. We're going to use a strap for this pose. If you don't have a strap, you can use a rope tie or a towel and just fold it up. But we are just gonna stretch the legs out a little bit here. So placing the strap just under the ball of the foot and straightening the leg, holding onto the ends of the strap or the towel, and then straightening the leg and pulling it towards you. This can be pretty intense, so don't pull your leg too far. Just listen to your body. There's a difference between discomfort and actual pain, so we would just I call it good pain. That nice stretch that's just opening up the muscles. Good. And then placing the strap into the left hand, extending the right arm beside you, and then pulling the leg across the midline, trying to keep our hips square. So if you feel like your hip is lifting, just move the leg back to center a little bit more. This is a nice stretch for the IT band, which can be neglected. Beautiful, releasing the leg back to center, taking the strap into the right hand, extending the left arm, and then pulling the leg out to the right. Again, trying to keep the hips nice and center. And releasing, bending the leg, removing the strap. And we'll put that strap on the other foot, just under the ball, holding the strap in both hands, pulling the left leg towards you. Placing the strap in the right hand, extending the left arm to the side, and then pulling the left leg across the midline. Using that breath, inhaling and exhaling, nice and slow. Getting oxygen into those muscles that we're stretching. Releasing the leg back to the center, putting the strap in the left hand, straightening the right arm beside us, and then pulling the left leg over to the left. Again, keep those hips nice and square. Release the leg back to center, removing the strap, and we'll come into a comfortable seat, whether that be cross-legged or maybe on your knees. Pulling the spine nice and tall. Inhale the hands to the sky. Exhale, bending over to the right, taking your gaze up to the ceiling. Release, inhale back to center. Exhale to the left. Come back to center, bringing the hands to the sky. Nice deep breath in. And exhale, release the hands down to your knees. Beautiful work, you guys. That is it for today. Thank you so much for joining me. If you like this video, please like and subscribe. I would love to have you in my little dojo. If you want longer videos, you can follow me on Patreon. I post 45-minute to hour-long videos there once a month. If you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram and TikTok at dojocat713. And if you are in the Saskatoon area and you want to do a live class with me, that information is in the description box below. I would love to see you. All right, that's it. Go drink some water, be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and I'll see you guys next week. Os.